Hi there. In this video we'll be taking a look at this PARKSIDE Cordless Angle Grinder 12 volt version, and I'm not planning on using it with a 4 amp battery but with a smaller 2 amp battery because I want this compact. I have a bigger Einhell one with 115 millimeter disc on it, but for some jobs I want something a bit smaller. Yes, for some jobs you want even something a bit bigger than the one that I have, but for me those are absolutely extremely rare, and my father has a bigger one, so that's also handled in case. So quick look, this is the model, this is the RPN 19,000 76 millimeter disc again. What? Why? What? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, it has spindle lock. I'm guessing that's the thingy. And it's from the 12 volt team. Let's see any more info. Shows some cutting pictures. The disc, it seems it comes with a disc and with an Allen key. And do we have any English? Nope. So Romanian. It's the version without accu and charger for cutting metal, concrete, ceramic tiles, stone. Obviously with stone discs. I have those, but for a bigger one, not for this. Probably they can be bought also for this. Oh, actually, obviously they can be bought, otherwise they wouldn't have written in here. Compact shape, ergonomic shape, yes. Soft grip handle. The black rubber is obviously soft grip, it's rubber, so yeah. Fast adjusting of the cover of the protection, nice, we'll see. Toolless adjustment for that. Easy blade replacement with the spindle lock mechanism, and it's compatible with standard cutting disc 76 millimeter, 19,000 RPM. Okay, so it comes with a metal cutting disc and one key. Okay. This will be reused. Don't judge me. Let us see, is this new or is this not new? This is new. I like that, and that is perfect. And this really is compact, honestly. We have a battery right here, 2 amp one. Is this tightened? Feels tightened. Blade is really freaking thin. I think it's a 1 millimeter blade. Most likely will be written on it somewhere. Yes, it's a 1 millimeter blade right there. Okay, let's power this in on. Be ready for a bit of noise. Oh, this accelerates extremely quickly. I was expecting standard grinder where it starts to pick up speed. No, this is full speed from the go. Nice. This is really freaking beefy. It's beefier than on my standard Einhell. But how does this adjust? Oh, so this is double. It's spindle lock, so you can tighten and untighten a new disc. You just need to find its position, rotate it until it locks, and also releases this. Or this can move. No, this can move without that. Doesn't really care. That's the adjustment. That's how much you can adjust it. Okay, I guess that's nice. Good, I like what I see. A bit of info about this. So we have manual. Now that's a manual. Too much for me. I will not be keeping it in the box. I have a few of these boxes. I'm simply just cutting them all around and using them as storage boxes for anything that I want to be throwing in them, not just for the particular tool they were built for. So yeah, what I want to do now, you will see in a moment. So pressing the button to get the lock to the spindle to lock, they show us, so in this direction you unlock it, and the other one you lock it. It's a standard, how is it called? Screw thread. It's nothing special, honestly. But why I opened this up, first to lose the washer, and secondly because by chance I found these thingies at a freaking extremely good price. 20,000 RPM maximum. Again, this thingy is less than that, so that's perfect. They are 75 millimeters. Potato, same damn thing. But I'm afraid about the 9.7 millimeters. Again, I bought these things, they were half a euro one or something like that, so extremely good price, I would say. But I basically bought them kind of at the same time I bought the tool itself, so I didn't have the opportunity to actually, why didn't I just peel this thing off? That was harder than I wanted it to be. What's the thickness of this one? Doesn't it say anywhere? It feels, oh, not feels, it is a lot freaking thicker. But they are nice, I need to say that. But they are 1.8 millimeters, so much thicker than this one. Diameter, honestly, it's exactly the same, so I have no clue how some are 76 and some are 75, but this is much thicker. Advantage, and one of them is bent. Which one is bent? Is this one bent? This one is freaking bent. Thanks, PARKSIDE. Can I freaking use this if it's bent from the get-go? This will jump in my head when I try to cut with it, won't it? Or it will straighten itself up. At least I have this protection. Always wear protection goggles, good quality ones. Don't wear crap goggles, and your glasses are not protection. And squinting helps, but it's not enough. Anyway, so this will cut easier, and this will be able to drive it easier because the cutting surface is 1 millimeter. On this, the cutting surface is 1.8 millimeters. But this thing will not break as easy as this one because it's much stiffer, isn't it? But now what I really freaking want to see, the hole. Is the hole good or not? Get in there. I think it is good. But it's still fighting me a little bit. And you know why it's fighting? Because of that. When they squeezed it in here, some of it got out. Be back in a second. And it's perfect. Yep, that's the diameter. So this is also the diameter of this thingy, but obviously I'm going to fight with it a little bit to get it out. Let it comes out. Blow the dust that we created and put this thing back in. This is moving just a tiny bit, doesn't matter at all. Make sure you put this face down because it needs to tighten on the metal. But with this one, honestly, just look at it. Let me try and put it somewhere where it's clean. You see it? This is not straight freaking at all. So I don't know if I will be able to use it or not. We'll see. If not, I have this, which is obviously perfectly straight. And I have a freaking lot of them, but will be a bit harder for this to drive and to cut with. But I don't think hard enough to put any sort of problem or not work. But we will learn in time, won't we? And obviously I will tell you in the video. So tighten the screw by hand as much as you can. I like to have this disc with the info towards me. It's easier to read on the back. I don't care. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, isn't it? Tighten it, not extremely tight, but well enough. Let me see. Yeah, it is moving fair a bit, but when this spins at full speed, it seems it kind of straightens it. So most likely it's just fine to cut with. And when this is gone, I'm going to be using the big boys right here. Probably this is most likely for car service where they use the air tools, so they want something a bit beefier. Not ideal necessarily for something like this, but oh, and I put it down on the disc, which is stupid. Don't do that. And also when playing with it, kind of freaking remove this, because there's something in here. There was a discussion online. Previous models had the button right around here, and it was a non-lock button. Is this one lockable or not? No, this also is not lockable. No, so it does have something in there, but it does not lock into it. It just sits. And while working, it shows us the battery level. So does not lock. You can see that will go just in there. It helps you, but it does not fully lock, like my angle grinder, for example, which is not an issue for me. This will be for smaller jobs, so I do not really care. It does not lock. Yeah, and that's about it. These things seem to be what I was hoping. They will fit perfectly. They are a bit thicker, but at the end of the day, I prefer to cut with something like this than to have it blow up on me. But we'll see if this particular tool is able to handle them, although it depends a lot on also how much pressure you put, and you shouldn't really put pressure when this is cutting. You should allow it to do its thing and cut slowly. So I think I can use this without any issues, but yeah, probably this is easier to drive. And to get the battery out, if it's not obviously enough, you squeeze it and wiggle it around, and it's out. If you want to have a look at the manual, although if I remember right, there's no English in here, and there isn't, so I'm just going to show you the specs from the Romanian part of the manual, because that's all we can do at this point in time. There's all sorts of warnings, universal warnings, because they also show us AC voltage in here, yeah, for the charger, because there's nothing else. So damn it, this is the size of the disc, 10mm hole. Well, that one with 9.3 worked just perfectly in there. That's interesting. Anyway, weight again 0.73 kilograms. It's the 12-volt tool. Diameter, and for the disc maximum, what the hell? They are saying thickness and they put this. That shouldn't exist. So maximum 6.5mm thick discs this thing can take. We are no way near there with what I bought. Noise level right here, vibrations, temperature, RPM when free running freely, a bit higher than the discs like to have, but it's there. So yeah. Oh no, this is actually info about the disc. So yeah, it's just a bit higher than the ones that we bought. But the hole is 10mm and the other ones are 9.3 and they still fit perfectly. So yeah, there's that. Don't really care. Or maybe because they fit perfectly, if they overheat, something will happen. We'll find out, won't we? Anyway, I don't think so. Maybe I will just make sure the hole is tiny bit bigger to have just a bit of play. A small file can do that in a heartbeat. Just a bit, not to remove all the material from there or the metal or whatnot. Just a bit, make it bigger, just so it's not 100% tight. Although I don't think anything will happen, but yeah, just to be safe, because I see this difference compared to what I bought, and yeah, I want to be safe. Anyway, for 4 amp battery, we don't have that, don't care about this. Charging hour for charging time to 1 hour for 2 amp battery. That's for the charger. This does not come with a charger. All sorts of warning on what to wear and how to use the tool, and again, wear protection in case the disc breaks. The metal cover will mostly protect, but the disc can fly who knows where and still hit you if it tries to. So yeah, that's mostly about it. It's simple tool for if all LEDs are on, it's fully charged. If only red and yellow is on, half charge, and if only red, it's in need of a recharge. Let's also test the speed of this, although it will be a bit backwards, and I will stop talking when I'm testing, because otherwise you cannot really hear anything. As you could see, about 17,100 RPM, and what should actually be about 19,000 RPM. Yeah, give or take. Maybe the battery is not, it shows full, but maybe it's not full because I didn't take it directly from the charger. And as every respectable man that goes to Lidl, while my wife was shopping for groceries, I took a look at the PARKSIDE shelf, and look what I found. Diamond cutting disc. This is the code. This is for ceramics. Freaking awesome to have. Metal cutting discs. These things are the real deal, the original ones, but they are it seems green, not blue, so I think this is more of a universal one, the one that comes on the unit when you buy it. And these are special for metal. Quite cool. Obviously identical size with the one that's already in there. Thickness. Yeah, I think most likely same thickness. How thick was this? So this was 1mm. This might be 1.2 if I remember. Yeah, they are a bit thicker. So this freaking thing is the thinnest of them all. I'm going to use it fairly good, or shouldn't I? Should I start using these ones because I have more, and maybe for something I actually will have someday need a really thin one? Yeah, I think I'm going to put one of these on. It's PARKSIDE, it's original, so should still give us a really good hint on how this thing cuts. And anyway, with the original one you will not be cutting that much, because it will end up used and spent, or whatever you want to say, and need replacing. So yeah, I'm going to swap for one of these and use it to cut a few, actually 8 screws I need to cut with this. So we'll see how well it works. This is quite thin. Who knows for what I will need that, but I'm not going to destroy it on screws for sure. So I can throw this back in and have spares. Did I open it like a more... Jesus. What the hell? No, today is not my day. I'm sorry about that. Today is just not my day. Yeah, I opened it like a moron, and then I ripped it like a moron, and now I cannot close it like a moron. And it is what it is. Spare discs, and I found something. I was ready to open it up in the same wrong way. Found something even more interesting. Ta-da! These things are freaking thick. They are most likely grinding discs. Yep, they are. So, yeah, with this you can basically do also grinding. These are the sizes of it, so it's 4mm thick. With this you can actually push like this with the side of it. Then you install them like that. Because I was thinking, why is this gap so big in here? It's for these ones. So let me cut this off and show you how one of these things stays in there. So yeah, paid off that I took a look at the Parkside shelf on the last visit. Okay, I wanted to do this in high speed, but noticed that like with the non-original ones, this also has a bit of a bar in here, and it makes it tricky to install. Doesn't really want to go in, although it's obviously the correct bore size. So it went in finally. And now we are perfectly centered. Okay, now it all makes sense. This is why this thingy was the way it was, and obviously this you install in the same way even for these ones, because there's absolutely no difference whatsoever. It centers onto that shaft. So yeah, now I also can do grinding with this thingy. Freaking awesome. But as said, let me install a metal cutting disc, which also goes in fairly hard. Again, because it has a bit of material over there. You could presumably install it backwards and it might go in easier, but I prefer to have it pointing at me with what type of disc it actually is. And yeah, it is a bit annoying, isn't it? Until you get rid of that extra material. That's not that nice, honestly. I would have preferred this not to exist, that issue, but anyway, it is in, and we have our little metal cutting disc, and a bit thicker than the included one. Just a warning, when I was showing you with this, I put this on top like that. It's wrong. You need to see the direction of locking and unlocking, so that shows you the correct orientation. You need to be able to see this if I ever put it wrong, because otherwise, like this, it's not going to stay flush with the disc. It's floating on the shaft itself. But like this, it has this which allows the shaft to go in, and now it's touching the disc. So yeah, don't do the wrong thing I did. Hopefully my stupidity helps somebody out there not mess things up, because you do not want a disc that's able to wobble all around. And cut it. So this thing works beautifully for stuff like this. Really low vibration, really low noise compared to a bigger one, so I love it. This thing cut through them perfectly, and they are quite a strong steel. I even use it as you shouldn't with these thin blades, just to take a bit of the thread on this so I can screw it in better. But that's not really okay to do, but I was really careful. Okay, I messed up a little bit in this video. I had the chance to film this while working many times, but I was 99.99% sure that the video was over, and it wasn't. So yeah, as you can see from this, I used it quite a lot. It's quite beat up. A piece of it blew out, and I tend to also use it like this, just grinding on the edge of something. So this is 1.2 millimeter, really thin for something like that. So yeah, this needs changing, of course. It's used up, but I decided I'm actually, how you unlock it like this, I'm actually going to replace it with these ones that I bought and see how those behave. But I have no idea when I will need this again, because it's winter now and my jobs where I use this are way less. But I can tell you for a fact, this little guy was my go-to tool. Basically for everything that you have the hint that you don't need to use a big angle grinder, this thing does it. So cutting smaller metal profiles, cutting pieces of plastic, of not wood. I don't like to cut wood with something like this, just other materials. This thing is freaking awesome. So again, where you don't need the power of a big one, this one handles everything like a champ. Let me just see if these are fully tightened. I don't think I ever checked. Yeah, they were more or less fully tightened, but I just like to be sure about stuff like that. So yeah, I highly recommend you buy this. Honestly, much better than I could have ever expected it to be. Performs really freaking well, and it's extremely compact and easy to use. And yeah, now let me see if I can put this thing on. There is a bit of a bar on this, so it goes a bit harder in, but it's perfectly in. Now just tighten it up, and this one being I think it's 1.8 millimeter will allow me to also touch with the side of it, not a lot, so I'm not using it as a grinding disc. But from time to time, again, if I have a small bore on something, I do touch it up like this. And this one doesn't really take that too well, because it's really thin. This for sure will make the motor work harder and the battery. But if you go slowly enough, I don't think there's that big of a difference. So again, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will do my best to... I think it's tight enough. Water did not yet start dripping, and I'm not going to insist. I will do my best to answer you in the comments how this works over the years, but I feel I don't have any reason why to think that it shouldn't last a lot and work really well. So yeah, hope this video helps you. In which case, please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.